Hello everybody, welcome. I am right outside of the main entrance for Epic Universe, and we're going to go around today. I'm going to give you all the updates on the construction, everything that's going on, and show you why I think Epic Universe might actually be opening earlier than we're expecting. All right, we are walking right outside of the main entrance here. The hotel right here you can see on my right here is the Stella Nova Hotel. This hotel over here on the other corner is the Terra Luna Hotel. So the twin hotels, kind of like the Endless Summer and Dockside hotels at Universal. These are going to probably be the most affordable hotels right outside of Epic Universe. And I've got to say, these hotels and the construction that I'm seeing right here is crazy to me how fast this is all coming along. I mean, you can really see the exterior of this hotel is almost completely finished already. They've got almost all the paneling up. Now I can see on the inside of the hotel, it's kind of difficult to see in the camera, but you can actually see inside there. They still got a decent amount of work to do before these hotels are ready to be opened. So we're getting a good view here of the back of the Stella Nova Hotel. You can see it's got a lot of work still left to do, but there's a lot done already. This area back here on this side, this is the actual going to be the main entrance for the hotel. The pool will be on the other side of the hotel, facing the actual street. There's like a little oasis built up over there, the little pond. But this will be the main parking area for the hotel. And the main entrance, you can sort of see the veranda there coming off of it. We're also getting a pretty good view of the rest of the park, things that are being built over there. We're getting another view of Starfall Racers there and the Mead Hall for Isle of Berk, How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, so we can see there's a lot of work happening here. And then right over here, if you look at that crane, see that wooden structure there that's being built. So those struts there, again, that's for that circular interchange. It's going to be the main circle slash entrance there for the park. So I want to get an up-close look here at the tiles for the Stella Nova Hotel, and obviously the Terra Luna has the same sort of tiling on it. But just look how great it looks. I'm going to zoom in here and show you the styling and how pretty it looks in the sun, the way it's sort of shining. You can see these sort of like, I don't know, glass, like metallic, like tiles with the sun coming off of it. It's kind of interesting. It's actually really pretty, and then you can see those sort of oblong, cylindrical, like windows there, those little portholes. One of the questions I have about those windows is if they're going to have some sort of projection or whatnot on them, or ability to close and actually show like a star field, nighttime display. Some of the concept renderings actually had space looking out the windows, which I thought actually made it really look cooler. But some of the newer stuff I've seen hasn't had that. So I'm curious if that's going to be something you can do, if you want to get that sort of visage, or if it was really just for the concept art, which would be disappointing. But overall, it's still pretty cool. Hopefully it's one of the more affordable hotels, reasonably priced. But it looks pretty cool. A little bit better view over here of the Terra Luna Hotel. You can actually see some of the windows are still missing. You can see inside some of those portholes there. And there's a lot of construction happening. I don't see any like drywall per se on the inside. I still see a lot of the stick framing and everything, but it is coming along so fast. And look at the main entrance here. I'm going to do some side-by-side comparisons of what we looked at a couple of months ago, and you can just kind of see how fast this has come along and progressed in such a short period of time. They've got these palm trees up here, the center section. They've got a lot of new pavement here. They've actually got the roads going in there. And then look at that hotel back there, the Helios Grand Hotel. Look how much has been done on that since the last time we were here. It is crazy to me how big that is. They've got the dome up. And just to get our bearings here so you understand this being the main entrance, the way that this is going to work is this will be an entrance from Universal Boulevard. But if you look straight inside there, it's kind of hard to see, but where that crane is over there on the left, there's a center section there, a circular section, but about halfway between where we're at right now and the Helios Grand Hotel. there's a circular interchange right there, which is where the Kirkman Road access actually joins. So Kirkman Road is way down there, and it's going to cut through and join right there in that center section as another entrance, which is where a lot of the buses and entrances and things, especially if you're coming from Kirkman Road, basically transitioning straight from Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure over to this park, Kirkman Road's going to be the best access, and that's going to be right in there. And then that road actually goes off to the right over there, is like an internal like resort street that's going to actually go in there. And it goes all the way back there, kind of along Destination Parkway, which is actually down there, which we'll get a glimpse of in a little bit. Now, there's also speculation that there's going to be an entrance from Sand Lake, but my belief is that the entrance from Sand Lake, which runs this way, will be the same entrance for Kirkman Road. So Sand Lake, I think the entrance will be a merge onto the Kirkman Road extension, which will then bring you down into this center section. This road will merge into that center section. That's basically going to be your main area there for getting in and out of the park. But this is technically the main entrance area for the park. So now I want to actually go down to Destination Parkway and get another view of a lot of the construction that's happening. Again, there is actually an entrance from Destination Parkway into Universal, which I'll show you where that's at. Still don't know for sure if that entrance is going to be open to the public or if it's only going to be employee access only to that entrance. But that's where that resort road that I said will actually meet up with another circular interchange over there that leads over to Destination Parkway. So it's going to be really interesting. But this hotel, I mean, I am so shocked at how much progress they've made on this hotel. The Helios Grand Hotel is going to be literally inside the park, like it's touching the park. So if you look at that Helios Grand Hotel, right in front of that Helios Grand Hotel there, basically between us and the hotel, all those trees and bushes and things that you can kind of see right there, that's actually where the Dark Universe is. So a lot of construction is happening there, but it's kind of sunk down in there. You can't really see it that well. Slightly over to the right, if you look really carefully, you can almost see like a little like tan colored roof to like a hut, and then you can kind of see like a large green wall. That's Super Nintendo World right there. So you see Super Nintendo World, then right to the left of it is Dark Universe, and then you see Helios Grand. On the other side where we can't see right now, where that giant crane is, that's actually where the Wizarding World is going to be. So let's go get better looks at some of these different sides of the park. But man, I cannot believe how much construction is actually taking place. Oh, I'm actually seeing right there, you can actually see those concrete bridges there, those concrete struts. That's for the new Kirkman Road that's going to lead right into that central interchange there. So you can kind of see how it's sort of pathing over into there. So let's go take a look at some other angles. All right, right here we're getting our first glimpse of the Starfall Racers roller coaster, which is going to be the most intense roller coaster in the park. And they have actually already started putting the cars on there and testing that particular roller coaster. That's in Celestial Park in the center section. And right over to the left, you can see that green. If you see that like sort of like green railing on top of that building, that's the Super Mario World, Super Nintendo World there. That whole entire structure there, it's all built up and then it's all sunk down into the middle of it. So you can only see like the exterior sides of it. But man, it's gonna be really cool. But again, look at how much they've built up. Like, it's just insane to me. Helios Grand Hotel over there right across the way. More of that green stuff for Super Nintendo World. As we kind of pan over there, you can see those little green buildings, the little green things poking up there. That's part of the entry area of Super Nintendo World and the Super Nintendo store that actually is on the outside. Now, if you see that giant spire right there to the right of Starfall Racers, that's actually the mead hall for How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. So we're actually getting a good glimpse of How to Train Your Dragon. Look how far along it is. I mean, man, this is so awesome. Right there, if you look hard between those two cranes, you can see that little sort of structure poking up there in the middle. That's obviously Super Nintendo World. You can kind of see some of the styling and things on it as well. Okay, so I came over here to Destination Parkway because I want to show you the other potential entrance for Epic Universe. So right here you can actually see this road's name is Constellation Way, and it actually leads in here into Epic Universe. And as you go over to the right here, this is a lot of the staging area and the backstage stuff that's going on for building Epic Universe. So that's Constellation Way. It's kind of a little circle there, but the main entrance on Destination Parkway is actually right over here. If you follow Constellation Way, you go up to Destination Parkway up here to the right. There's a main entrance right here. This is Epic Boulevard. So they do actually have the road signs up. I'll see if I can get a glimpse of them on the way by there. They do have the road signs up. You can read it from here. It says Epic Boulevard. So Epic Boulevard, if you follow it up all the way up here, there's a circular interchange right here in this area. And then a left turn will actually take you up Epic Boulevard all the way up into Epic Universe, past the Terra Luna and Stella Nova hotels, and actually leads you to that big circular interchange there that takes you to Kirkman Road. So the main sort of resort road that's going to run through Epic Universe is called Epic Boulevard. And I think that you're going to be able to come in and out from this exit as well, which would make sense because over at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, they have lots of different ways in and out of Universal Studios and that property. So I think you'll be able to come in and out this way. Now, all that space on the other side of Epic Boulevard, where you don't see really any structures, it just looks like a bunch of trees and bushes and areas, that's all actually going to be reserve space for the fourth park that they are probably going to build in the future. And then also for the multi-tiered parking garage that they're not going to be building right away. They're going to do surface level parking. And then a few years from now, my assumption is once they start to build up an additional City Walk and a fourth park, they'll create another parking structure like they did over Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. All right, so I'm over here on the Destination Parkway side of Epic Universe, and it's actually getting a great view of the Helios Grand Hotel construction and the Starfall Racers. Now again, a lot of this space over here to the left that's being unused is a whole nother area for potentially a fourth park. And then the space in between, you can see that's where the City Walk could potentially be if they add another City Walk. And then potentially a parking structure. But just take a look at the Helios Grand Hotel from this view. You can really see it really well. Over to the left there, you see that green wall there. That's Super Nintendo World. But now take a look at Starfall Racers right there. You can almost see the entire roller coaster from here. And then right on the other side of Starfall Racers, which is kind of hard to see from here, that's the Wizarding World. You can start to see some of those structures. Slightly right between Starfall Racers and the Helios Grand, that is, you can see it poking up there, Mead Hall, right in the middle there, part of the How to Train Your Dragon. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think those large buildings there you can see in the foreground, I think that's going to be where the How to Train Your Dragon show is going to be, in those buildings and those structures right there. So I'm really impressed with how much work is being done in How to Train Your Dragon Land. Actually, Dark Universe looks like, I feel like the furthest one along. But How to Train Your Dragon Land, they're building a lot of stuff up there. It looks like it's going to be one of the highest points in the entire Epic Universe with that giant spire from Mead Hall. If you haven't seen our How to Train Your Dragon reveal video where we break everything down there, check it out. We did a whole video on it. It's got all the information about that particular land. I'll link to it below, but you're going to check that out. But just looking at some of the photos from BioReconstruct, you can see how much progress they're making in that space. It's just phenomenal to me. It's night and day versus where it was the last time we were here and we were starting to look at these and looking at some of the aerial photos, completely different than where it is right now. Okay, so we've actually moved over here now to Sand Lake Road, which is right behind me. If you look right there, that main entrance right there, that's actually, this road right here to my left is Mandarin Drive, which you would think would just continue right into Epic Universe and be called Mandarin Drive. But it's actually not. They're actually renaming Mandarin Drive. It's going to be called Opportunity Way, which goes straight in there. And you can see all the work they're already doing there to make it actually look really nice. They've got the palm trees, the divider there in the center. You can also see Starfall Racers straight ahead in the background there. This is the back of the house operations, all the big back of the house, which we've talked a lot about back of the house and why that's important and why it's amazing that they're building this huge back of the house, because it's going to free up so much space actually at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, so they can create new attractions there. But I don't know for sure. I think this feels to me probably more like a employee only entrance. I don't think you're going to be able to get into Epic Universe there. Okay, so right behind me here is Kirkman Road. So this road running along this way is Kirkman Road. This is the main entrance, and actually if we look straight down here on the left up there, that's where Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are. Endless Summer and Dockside are actually right on the other side of this building. You can't see them from here. But if you follow Kirkman Road up, so coming from Universal Studios, you'll be able to follow this road straight up here, all the way up to there, which is where all that new construction is happening. It's actually going to be a bridge that goes up into the air above this actual roads, and then it will follow all the way along into Epic Universe. So you can see right up there, a lot of construction. You'll basically go straight in there. And that, where you can see that bridge is up there with that big construction vehicle up on top of it, that's basically Sand Lake Road going over top of Kirkman Road currently. So there's going to be an interchange right there where you can get from Sand Lake Road onto Kirkman Road going that direction towards Epic Universe, which is going to be that main road in, and then that will basically merge with the main entrance there from Universal Boulevard, and then you'll basically be into the park. So that interchange will go straight back over there through Lockheed Martin, which is a big area right there that Universal doesn't own. Maybe at some point Lockheed Martin will move out and they can actually expand into that space, but for now, the road will go straight through there. So really, it's not that far. I mean, Universal Studios, I can almost see kind of the entrance to where Universal and Islands of Adventure is up there on the left. And then you go straight down this road, all the way down there to where that Lockheed Martin building is. Just a little bit beyond that is where that circular interchange is going to be. That is basically the entrance center area of Epic Universe. So really, it's not that far. So if you're staying on property or you're staying over at Islands of Adventure or Universal and you want to transfer over to Epic Universe, it's not going to be that bad. It's maybe a couple minute ride on a bus just to get down there. With traffic and stuff, maybe it's 5 to 10 minutes, but overall, it's super close. I think people think that it's a lot further away than it is, but that interchange is going to make a huge difference in how fast it takes to get there. All right, so we're back over here on the Universal Boulevard side of Epic Universe, and this is one of my favorite views of the construction. So take a look at this. You can see a lot of the stuff happening from this view. So this is absolutely the best view that we've got of Dark Universe. I'll also throw in some overhead views of what the construction looks like, but on the ground here you can actually see the Dark Universe buildings right there. You can see some of the Dark Universe structures lifting out Frankenstein's castle, different areas of that. You can even see the roller coaster that's there. You see that black track just kind of sticking up right there, and then sort of like a black spire there. You can also see the backside of the Helios Grand Hotel if you look, and then more of the green stuff. You can look over there. See all that green and all those things poking up? Obviously, you can tell that's Super Nintendo World. And if you look right there, just above those power lines, just barely peeking out, you can see, do you see it? That's the Donkey Kong barrel right there. It's part of the ride, sort of that launch there that goes through the barrel. You can actually see that. So I just absolutely love this view. You can see everything. And then if you follow it over there, you can see the Terra Nova and Stella Nova and Terra Luna hotels right over there, the back sides of those. So you can also see those struts there, which is that Kirkman Road I was just talking about, that'll lead right into there. So it'll kind of like travel above all of this on a highway in the sky, if you will. Again, you can kind of see the How to Train Your Dragon right there, spire. And just look, you can see this construction vehicle going by. I mean, this is a Saturday afternoon. They are literally working on this thing round the clock. I see people here in the middle of the night, on the weekends, it doesn't matter. They are just getting it done. All right, so right behind me here is actually another one of the properties of Epic Universe. They actually own this space right behind me. I'm over here by the Andretti Racing and the Topgolf that's right over here on Universal Boulevard. This space behind me is actually another hotel pad they haven't actually started construction on yet, but I figured this is probably a good place to end the video and talk a little bit. They haven't started any of the other hotels, just the two. The Terra Luna, Stella Nova, and the Helios Grand Hotel. Those are the three right now that we've seen construction on. But again, they have pads for multiple other hotels around the property. This is one actually right behind me. But again, no construction yet. So overall, just looking at the construction that's happened, I'm telling you, right, I cannot be more excited. There is so much construction happening so fast. Dark Universe looks like it's almost done. Super Mario, the Super Nintendo World, I always say Super Mario, Super Nintendo World looks like it's almost done. How to Train Your Dragon, we just got that huge reveal video, which is awesome. They showed us everything that's in it. Celestial Park is coming on. The Starfall Racers is already been starting to testing. So there's so many things going on. Even looking at Wizarding World, we can't really get a great view of a Wizarding World of Harry Potter that's not an aerial overview. So I'll go ahead and throw that up now so you can kind of see that aerial progress of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts area. Look at how much of that is already done. There is so much already built. The hotels are almost finished. I mean, the amount of work that they are doing in such a short period of time is absolutely astounding. I look back and I think it took 5.5, almost 6 years to develop Tron. It took 5 or 6 years to develop the Epcot Moana garden experience, and they're still not even done with that stuff. Don't get me wrong, I know COVID was in the middle of that, but still, it's been taking so long. COVID was in the middle of a lot of the Epic Universe progress, but they're still marching along. So I just have to say, I am so impressed. I could not be more excited. So on all of the previous material, I've said this before, they said that Epic Universe opening summer of 2025. All the new materials, the summer of 2025 is gone. They've taken it off. It's not there anymore. So we were speculating, I wonder if that means it might get delayed and they're not 100% sure. Maybe it'll be later in the 2025. But it looks like they're actually ahead of schedule with regards to a lot of this. I am actually wondering if it's going to be the early part, maybe the spring, or even the very early part of 2025, which... I mean, that is going to blow people's mind. I mean, if I was Disney, I would be shaking right now. I'd be so nervous. I know that Disney, they came out and they said, look, we've added things to the park over the last few years. We've added Pandora. We've added Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We've added Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which I do have to give them Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It is the best ride on the planet. If you've never ridden it, you got to do it. I've ridden it over 100 times. It's my favorite ride ever. But it's still just this sort of piecemeal things. They're talking about the Beyond Thunder Mountain experience, the potential villains area they're adding in Magic Kingdom, which I do think is exciting. So they are doing things in pieces, and when you look at it overall, I have to kind of agree with them that they have been adding a lot of stuff, but just nothing on the level of the impact that Epic Universe is going to have when it opens. Not only is it going to just add an entire new gate, an entire new park, new hotels, a huge experience, it's also going to transform Universal Boulevard. I think Universal Boulevard is going to start to become more like International Drive, which is right on the other side of it. You're going to see more things popping up there, more things being added. It's going to create opportunities to expand Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure as they move some of the back of the house operations over to the Epic space. Because right now they have to destroy attractions in Universal and Islands because they don't have any room. If they want to add something new, now they can actually have space to add new things instead of having to destroy things. So I cannot be more excited about Epic Universe. Let us know what you think. Look at the comparison between what we saw a couple of months ago and what we're seeing now. It's going so fast. I'm thinking we're going to have an early opening in 2025. I'm hoping so. Cross your fingers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think Disney should be nervous? Also, be sure to like, subscribe, leave us those comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until we see you next time, the Noble Way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.